Bonjour, mon nom c'est Jocelyne Léannec. I studied multimedia communications at the University of St. Boniface. That was a 2-year program where I learned how to do animation, 3D animation and 2D animation and audio and all kinds of stuff there. After that, I dove into making short animated films, some of which I submitted to film festivals and won a couple awards. From there, I started working for this company called Play, and we worked on interactive projections. So that's where I started working with projecting my animations on the wall and having them be interactive with people's movement. At a certain point, I was spending a lot of time on my computer and I wanted to do something artistic that was not on a screen. So I tried to do a bunch of other things like painting and pottery, and it just didn't feel quite right. I ended up taking a glass class at Prairie Studio, and I just kind of fell in love with it. It's beautiful before you even do anything to it, so it was really, I don't know. I just like building things with it. So you can kind of create illustrations and then recreate them in glass. And then you can start playing with light. And that's kind of where I got the idea to start kind of marrying the two mediums that I work with, so animation, projection, and glass, and then I could really play around with how light is cast through glass and how it's reflecting light, or I could project onto opaque glass as well. Some of my pieces, like Sinking, for instance, it is created by fusing in a kiln. So I'm taking powdered glass, frit, which is little crushed up pieces of glass, a bunch of larger pieces, and I'm stacking them in my kiln on a shelf that's on an angle, and then as it melts, it moves. So you kind of get a lot of movement in the glass, but you can also create your own kind of color palettes that way as well. So you can buy glass already in colors, but then you can really get creative and kind of make your own colors as well. I started working on this show after my mother and grandmother passed away, as a way to kind of work through some of those emotions and dealing with death of family members that were very close to me. I also participated in the MAWA Foundation Mentorship Program, so that was a year-long program. I was paired up with my mentor, Yvette Santorini, and she really helped me kind of get ready for my first solo exhibit, writing grants, writing about my work. I had never written about my artwork before, applying for shows like this one. That's kind of where it all started. The show itself, Blackwater Lake, is based off of Clearwater Lake, Manitoba, up near the Paw. My family and I used to go take road trips up there during the summer, and we'd camp and do a lot of fishing. So there's a lot of fish in my work. I'm playing a lot with life and death, light and dark. So there's a lot of mirrored images, and the imagery is a little dark. So there's a lot of bones. It's just life and death, basically. And something else that I was playing with was the light and dark. So half of the exhibit is lit up with lights, and then half of the exhibit is actually in a dark room where the pieces are lit up with projections. So it's kind of, again, even the space is kind of a yin and yang. In the dark room, I've illuminated the pieces using projections. So I've created animated videos, and I've video mapped some of the pieces. So you'll see like subtle blinking, just abstract kind of water effects, something to really set the stage that you're at Blackwater Lake. So now that I've kind of completed my first show, I'm already starting to think about what comes next. So kind of playing off of combining digital with glass, I'm starting to think about how to integrate digital media into the pieces themselves rather than projecting on them. So that's kind of what I'm looking at next. Blackwater Lake is on view at La Maison des Artistes from January 12th until March 4th.